Okay, grade 8s, this is a review of how to calculate the total surface area of a triangular prism. Today we're going to take a look at how to calculate just that, how to be able to break down a 3D triangular prism, and how we identify what the lateral side is of a triangular prism. So before we do that, let's review very quickly. How do you calculate the area of a square? Well, remember, area is just a two-dimensional measurement of the surface. So inside of this square, we would be calculating its area, and to do so, we would multiply the length times the width. In a square, though, the length and the width are the exact same thing. So we would be measuring the length times the length, or L squared. So in this case, it would be 6 times 6. Okay, and that would give us 36 centimeters squared. In this case, how do you find the area of a rectangle? The exact same thing, however, now we're going to have different sides or different measurements for different sides, and that's because it's a rectangle. So you have 8 centimeters times 3 centimeters, and that would give you 24 centimeters squared. So that's a basic review. Now when we go back to triangles, triangles are really just half of a square or half of a rectangle or a parallelogram, depending on how you look at it. In this case, we would find the area of this triangle by taking the base and multiplying it by the height. So over here it's 12 times 12. That would give us 144 centimeters squared. And we would divide that by 2 to give us 72 centimeters squared. The reason why we divide it by 2 is the formula for the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. And also, if you did just the base times the height, well, that would give you the area of two triangles put together, because that would be the area of a rectangle or a square. In this case, we have, looks like an isosceles triangle, where two sides are the same, and the actual height of the triangle is represented by a dotted line. It usually makes a 90-degree angle with the base. So in this case, my number 6 is irrelevant. It really doesn't matter when we're calculating the area of a triangle. So in this case, I would be doing my base times my height, dividing it by 2, and you would see that that would give me 25 centimeters squared. Now, when we're taking a look at a triangular prism, we need to really identify what the shapes are that are involved in it. And there are 2 triangles, and there are also 3 rectangles. Okay? And when we take a look at this, and sometimes in some of the math questions we ask, what is the lateral surface area? The lateral surface area in this diagram is always going to be the yellow, but it's always going to be the 3 rectangles. So, no matter if the orientation of a triangular prism is upright or flat, the triangles have nothing to do with the lateral side. Alright, so how do we calculate the total surface area? Well, if we know that there are 2 triangles and 3 rectangles, all we have to do is identify the measurements of how we calculate the area of the 2 triangles and the area of the 3 rectangles, just like we have here. Now, A, B, and C we can refer to as the sides of the triangle. So right here is side B, and all we're going to do is we're going to calculate we're going to do A, B, and C, D, and E. They're all identifying different shapes when we take a look at our net. And so because of that, we can calculate the area of each shape separately. So rectangle A would be 4 times 11. That would give me 44. B would be 44. C would be 44. The reason why these 3 rectangles are the same is because the triangular prism is an equilateral triangular prism. And if we take a look at the triangles, well, we have 4 times 3.5 divided by 2 and 4 times 3.5 divided by 2. Your triangles will always be the same. So here's a hint. If we're calculating the area of 2 triangles, you actually don't have to divide by 2. You can just do 4 times 3.5, and that would actually give you 14, which would be the area of 2 triangles. Okay. So what is the lateral area of the triangular prism? Keep in mind that the lateral area is just the area of the 3 rectangles. So when we go to calculate it, it would have been the area of rectangle A, B, and C. And we would have done 44 times 3, which would have given us 132 meters squared. All right, now we have an example. I want you to try doing this on your own. So you're going to calculate 1, the lateral area, and 2, the total surface area. I'm going to get you to press pause now and work on that. When you're done, you can unpause this and check out the answer, which I'm going to reveal right about now. The lateral area would have been 167.67 centimeters squared, and the total surface area, my bubble doesn't want to be popped, but it works out to 203, I think. 203.67 should be that. All right, lastly, if we take a look, if we identified the sides of the triangles as A, B, and C, which would also be correlated with the other rectangles, we could actually use this formula. The side of A times the length to give us the area of rectangle A. The side of B times the length would give us rectangle B, and the same for C. Then we would add that to base times height, because that would be the area of just my two triangles. All right, this has been a review for how we calculate the total surface area of a triangular prism. Thank you.